Let's see how many times San Diego comes out tonight. Blair Walsh, the new kicker for the Seahawks, kicks it deep. It'll be a touchback, and that's where the Chargers will begin on that side of the ball for Rivers. Begins at the 25-yard line. Melvin Gordon, third-year running back out of Wisconsin. Came over as a free agent this offseason. Rivers dumps that one off. Hunter Henry, the tight end, and he picks up the first down out to about the 45-yard line. Yards on the play. Melvin Gordon again, dancing. Nowhere to go on that one. To the air, lofts that one up. It hits Shaq Griffin in the back. Pass was intended for Tyrell Williams. To the air again is Rivers. Over the middle, that one caught. Travis Benjamin keeps the chains moving inside the 40-yard line of the Seahawks.
Coverage.
Good opening drive for the Chargers here. Melvin Gordon. Michael Wilhoit, one of the new Seahawks, former San Francisco 49er. Rivers working out of the shotgun again. Here comes the pressure, gets it off. Pass caught. Stopped right at the 30-yard line. Stop me if you've heard this name before. Bobby Wagner was the time.
96 yards in that matchup. The Seahawks linebackers and safeties.
Quick snap, Melvin Gordon. Slips a tackle. Cam Chancellor looked like he had a shot at him in the backfield. He just got through. Brendan Oliver now in at tailback for the Chargers. And the little guy gets it. It's hard to see in there. He just kind of scoots through everybody. Picks up 5 yards. A couple of years before you get, quote-unquote, your guys in here, your size guys, your speed guys. Rivers, little screen pass. Oliver again. Running room inside the 10-yard line.
Touchdown receptions between Gates and Henry.
From the 8-yard line after the 15-yard pickup, Gordon dancing inside the 5. Bobby Wagner stops it. Take a look at that goal line defense. A handoff to Gordon. Caught in the backfield. The hole closed pretty quickly. KJ Wright caught him from behind. Cam Chancellor also involved in that one. Rivers over the middle. Antonio Gates, touchdown Chargers.
Well, you could just, when you have a tendency, sometimes that's a good thing, especially when it's as productive as it's been for the Chargers for these years. You know, his first touchdown reception in the regular season, Antonio is going to get it, and like he's done so many times, delivers.
Josh Lambo puts through the point after. Josh Lambo with a low kick. And it'll go through the end zone for a touchback. Starting out of the shotgun. First play, first pass. Paul Richardson. If you're looking for Doug Baldwin, he is not going to play tonight. Slight foot injury in practice this week, but they expect him to be okay long term. Marcus Lucas, tight end, comes off the bench. Took this team really to the level that everyone knows them for defensively now. 4 years as the Seahawks defensive coordinator. Dan Quinn took over after him.
Position a whole lot easier for that defensive line.
Wilson up top for Richardson, diving and makes the catch. Did he get touched? The officials signal, no he didn't, so he got a couple of extra yards. Tackle, but what a diving grab by Paul Richardson.
How pretty is that? San Diego's beat up in the secondary. A couple of their corners, beautiful pitch and catch.
25-yard gain to the Charger 32. Here's Thomas Rawls fighting, and with second effort, picks up about 4 yards on the play.
After that initial contact at the line of scrimmage.
Wilson overthrows Tanner McAvoy, running back. Pressure from Bosa. Wilson steps up, and there's that running ability we talked about. He didn't have last year, but going to be tripped up before he can get to that first down marker by Trevor Williams as the man at kicker for the Seahawks. But here's Walsh, the former Minnesota Viking. That one goes up and through, and the Seahawks are on the board.
Young safeties games today. Wow.
So each team has scored, And we get our third kickoff of the game and a third touchback. Hands it off to Brandon Oliver. Mostly second-team players in for both the Chargers and Seahawks.
It's off the field at that strong safety position, but he likes to hit.
Clemens back for his first pass attempt. Long third down here. Clemens throws it too low for Oliver, and it's incomplete. Or did he make the catch? I guess he thought it was incomplete, didn't get up. And it was an incompletion. So Drew Kaiser comes on to punt it away. J.D. McKissick backed up. Good kick inside the 15-yard line. McKissick tries to turn on the speed. Picks up about 11 yards on the return. Starting from the 27-yard line. Eddie Lacy, number 27, his first carry as a Seahawk. And he gets out to the 30 for a 3-yard gain.
And that's why he's here.
And he has some trouble with the exchange with Boykin.
And to get that stretch play out to Eddie Lacy, but you got to secure the snap first. The whole operation is just out of whack from the beginning. Fortunate that that ball hops right back into the lap of Boykin. Good matchup here now. Jokel on Ingram.
Boykin steps up under pressure, pulls it down. Still looking downfield, throws it, and out of bounds, incomplete. Ryan. 12th year in the league, 10th with Seattle, longest tenured Seahawk. Big booming kick, Travis Benjamin makes the fair catch inside the 30-yard line. He's ready to party, looked like. Brandon Oliver. Oh. It looks like he stopped.
Front seven now with the number 2s. They should be stout against the run.
2-yard pickup on the last play is Clemens. That one tipped and intercepted. Terrence Garvin. No one in front of him. That's a touchdown.
Throw underneath it and find some completions here or there, but not this time. And we talk about the experience of Michael Wilhoit. 5 years of playing, starting over 40 games in San Francisco, and he sees that little angle route by the running back coming right at him. Into points, well, that's a bonus.
Blair Walsh adds the extra point to where they want to be. Desmond King takes the short kick. Fights his way out across the 25-yard line, down at the 26.
And hit and finish the underneath routes.
And Clemens will try it again. Going deep over the middle of the field. Wide open and gone.
And you're going to see Kellen Clemens, 12 years of experience, as you referenced earlier, and he knows where his matchups are. That's some zone coverage. That's Tedrick Thompson, the rookie, over the top. It's Garvin underneath, and Benjamin, well, he can flat out fly, and he runs by both.
And so, just like that, in 2 plays, the safety learned something, hopefully. J.D. McKissick again. Just a chance to substitute equally, and now they're ready to go. Here's Boykin. Quick pass. Caught by Kenny Lawler.
His creativity is where he flourishes at his best.
2nd and 5. Boykin stripped again. Brings it down and runs with it this time. And there's that elusiveness that you talked about. Out across midfield. Into Charger territory. Eddie Lacy. Tries to stretch it out, doesn't get far. Steps out of bounds.
And we see our first penalty flag of the day.
Our referee, John Parry.
Holding, offense number 78, 10-yard penalty replay. First down.
Luke Jokel.
No, he's encouraged by being out here for preseason game number 1.
Here's Boykin. Hand fighting his Cason Williams. He goes up and pulls it down.
Out of high school. He goes up and gets it at the highest point.
Another big chunk play of 29 yards. Here's Boykin with time. Wide open, Tanner McAvoy. I think he surprised himself with how open he was. At the 8-yard line. Eddie Lacy lowers his shoulder, keeps on chugging, but wrapped up
and running downhill.
Lined up deep in the eye. Lacey again, following the block of Marcel Reese down to the 1 yard line.
Coming right on your screen.
3rd and goal. Lacey stopped. May have even lost a yard, certainly no gain on the play. Boykin, quick pass, caught. Lawler, touchdown.
Good for you, Kenny. If you put a different number on him, you would not have recognized him at camp. Very similar concept. Antonio Gates ran that little out and up for the touchdown.
Both teams suddenly putting up points. Walsh on to give the Seahawks a 3-point edge, and there it is.
Like that pre-snap recognition, and then post-snap a quick decision to score the touchdown.
Another big kick by Blair Walsh.
And to stay in his realm of dominance, I guess, in both those areas, is a challenge for a quarterback.
There's Kellen Clemens to the air. Isaiah Burse makes the catch. Gain of 8 on the play. Andre Williams caught in the backfield. Cassius Marsh blew up that play from the beginning. 3rd and 5. Pass caught just beyond the first down marker. DeAndre Elliott.
Part of the evaluation as well.
First down from the 36. Here's Andre Williams. Flags on the play, and there's a holding on that.
He actually coming up and forcing that hold.
Holding. Offense number 78, 10-yard penalty replay. First down.
Clemens dumps it off incomplete.
A 1-year deal, non-starter money at safety, a guy that played a high level for Tampa.
Here's Andre Williams. Tripped up by Tedrick Thompson. From the shotgun. Ball batted in the air and picked off. Once again, Tyler Harris this time.
Kurt, see that ball floating in the air, and a second takeaway for this defense.
Well, that's what you're watching Tyler Harris. You're like,
well done.
2 deflected passes, 2 interceptions for the Seahawk defense so far. Boykin chased out of the pocket. Escapes, but not for long.
Wonderful play there by Nas. His first time out to get his hands up, creates a takeaway.
Movement early, they blow the play dead.
Neutrals on infraction. Defense number 93. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Darius Philin will be the home stadium for the Chargers. Normally the home of the LA Galaxy. Marcus Lucas, his second catch of the ball game. 3rd and 3. Boykin pulls it down, runs again, gets the first down. Chris Carson, his first carry of the ball game. Flag down on the play.
Holding. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Movement again before the snap. What were you saying about no penalties?
Oh, these are just nickel dimers. Don't worry about it.
Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And that's on Jermaine Ifedi. Here's the handoff. Carson. Well, you see why everyone talks so highly of the young man. The pitch to Carson. Won't get back to the line of scrimmage that time. Loss of a yard on the play. One of those kids who's a team captain, so you know he's got leadership ability. Boykin looking for some relief towards the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Kenny Lawler. And Blair Walsh. Good from 28 yards out.
It's a nice job on a 3rd down, 4-man rush of those guys, giving Trevon 3, 4, 5 seconds to create.
And Andre Williams going to bring that out of the end zone. Tripped up. TJ McKissick. Points off turnovers so far in this game. Ball fumbled, and they scoop it up down to the 1-yard line. Almost did it again. That close. Christian French.
Mishandled snap. He's right here at the top. The mishandled snap with Russell or with Trevon. This is a little zone read action. Quarterback thinks he's given over 3 times. You don't give yourself an opportunity to win.
First down from the 1-yard line. Chris Carson, touchdown. More points off turnovers for the Seahawks.
Close proximity to the field. I'm watching an offensive line in particular that's been criticized. Created push, and Reese Odiambo celebrated in the end zone. Some of the confidence that they're playing with up front. They've run it, they've thrown it, they've offered excellent protection. You've seen some moving parts in there, moving guys around. And I love that they played the majority of the first half and played at a high level.
Andre Williams will take a knee this time and bring it out to the 25-yard line. And keep in mind,
After the play, personal foul. Return team number 3. Half the distance to the goal. 1st and 10, Los Angeles.
so ball backed up to the 12-yard line. Clemens with time, hit as he throws, gets it out. Sean Culkin, the tight end, best in the entire National Football League.
Yeah, number 1 and voice of the fan. That is impressive and not easy to do.
Andre Williams. That's not easy to do either. Dewey McDonald gets in there and stops him in the backfield one-on-one. Working out of the shotgun. Zips that one across the middle of the field and it falls incomplete. Isaiah Burst.
Drive, different story with the backups.
Here's Clemens again. Pressured. Down. David Bass was the first of many Seahawks there for the sack.
Done that as far as starting experience in this league.
Toby Baker punting out of his end zone. Seahawks should have pretty good field position here. J.D. McKissick right at midfield. A couple of moves later. Stopped at the 42-yard line, let's call it. Been 20 years without an NFL team here, so lots of fans are fans of other teams. Another diving grab. This time, Kason Williams goes out, extends himself for the catch.
Right now, he even gets pushed to the sidelines a little bit. That's a zone coverage over the top, but a perfect throw can beat really good coverage.
28 yards on the reception, and they hurry up. Seahawks quick snapped it for no reason. Second down. Boykin, precise, spinning, down to the 4-yard line.
And that timeout in your back pocket.
Boykin keeps it. Running room, gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
Von Boykin, because he's a defensive nightmare. You've got this play schemed well. You've got a one-on-one situation there that you like that on paper. You should have him beat. That Trevon has looked over the last 2 weeks. You were at practice with me. We watched it. We watched some of the challenges against the number 1s. He's taken apart the number 2 defense of the Chargers from Trevon.
And a pretty good first half all around for the Seahawks. Williams scoops that one up. Falls forward about the 22-yard line, and Cardell Jones now in at quarterback for the Chargers. Throws deep, first play, makes the connection. Matt Weiser, in practice, in games, knows exactly what he's getting. Here's Jones. That one out ahead of Andre Williams. You remember Cardell from his days at Ohio State. Scrambling. He's a big boy. From 53 yards out. And it's like no problem. Could have made it from 60.
That is still yet to clear.
One of the problems you have when you have a small stadium, it's hard to get it out of here. Cyril Grayson, former track star, back of the end zone. Chris Carson. That one cut into the secondary. 14 yards, just like that. Like that's going to come back.
Personal foul. Clipping. Offense number 64. 10-yard, 15-yard penalty. First down.
Trying to make that cutoff block.
So sloppy first 20 seconds to this second half. Boykin. Williams going up again. Simultaneous possession goes to the receiver, and Kason Williams with another spectacular catch.
Good, ripping it away from the corner.
34 yards on the reception. Here's Carson. Fights his way right out to the 50-yard line. Corey Toomer going up twice and diving once. Carson bouncing it outside. Pickup of 3. Randall Evans with the tackle. On third down, Alex Collins now in at running back. David Moore slips a tackle, gets the first down. Inside to 35, down at the 30-yard line. Good.
And speaking of acceleration, he can do just the same.
Out of East Central in Oklahoma. Here's Boyking going up. Williams again. Caught it. Wow.
Looked like that left foot may have hit the chalk line.
The Chargers are challenging it. And for the first time in our game, we'll get to see the new replay system and tablets out to him to see. Here's another look at that catch by Williams.
That right foot is, yeah, I think he is out of bounds. That right toe may even be out of bounds as well. Certainly the left foot is. This should be a pretty quick review on those tablets.
After reviewing the play, the Lumen Field stands. Los Angeles in charge for first team timeout.
Oh, the call stands.
Well,
therefore it stands down to the 1-yard line. Chris Carson bowls his way into the end zone.
Are you bragging?
I'm just saying.
Look at Jordan Bruce. Look at Hunt. Look at the big guys up front. And look at how does my shoulder pad taste in your face. The years on the practice field in shorts and helmets. But when it comes on for real, you play even faster and it's physical. And Chris Carson, answer to both of those is yes.
They've scored 5, and the defense has added a touchdown. Williams. Andre Williams wrapped up by Demarius McCray. Flag down on the play as well.
It's actually Mike Davis, the running back.
Return team number 80. 10-yard penalty. First and 10, Los Angeles.
Defensive lineman that feels the force of that Carson run.
Here's Cardell Jones still in at quarterback. Andre Williams. Wrapped up by Michael Wilhoit.
Boykin's playing really well right now, and we got a lot more other guys waiting to get in that are going to play really well too. What
are we missing at the field level, Russ? We're seeing it from up above and obviously through the camera lens. What are we missing on the sidelines down there?
The rest of this team still have an enthusiasm.
Well, you know what it's really about? It's about the young guys right now. Really loving those guys and making sure that they're doing everything they can to play at the highest level, and we can help them. Credit. I mean, every year, get game in, game out. We're in it, and we're alive over here on the sidelines.
You know, I was thinking about something you said to us, Russell, in our production meeting. You said it feels like a new beginning. I was thinking through why.
We're all completely playing together and in love with the game of football. And every year, every game, every practice, we get to step out here. There's a new passion and love for the game.
All right, go back and watch the rest of the game and enjoy it.
I got to run. Go on. All right, bye-bye.
Take care. That's Russell Wilson taking a little time to join us here on the sideline. 3rd and 10. And Cardell Jones throws that one incomplete, out of bounds, is Sean Culkin, who couldn't pull it in. And
41-17, and dominating really in every phase. Pays that off.
J.D. McKissick. Trying to find some room outside. Tripped up. Couldn't get around the corner.
Working his way back to just see others thrive so well tonight.
Quick pass. Chris Carson out of the backfield.
Back to where they were just a couple years ago.
The pitch to Chris Carson. Picks up a yard. It's Collins now in on 3rd down at running back. Seahawks needing the 37. Quick pass. Boykin out to Tyrone Swoops. He's going to be right near that 1st down marker.
Execution out of a former quarterback playing his first game ever as a tight end.
1st down, 6 yards on the gain. Boykin with time, going deep, underthrows and picked off.
And that's a middle safety deep down the field, and an excellent play by the former All-American corner at the University of Iowa.
When Phillip Rivers led the Chargers to their first touchdown, but after that, nothing going. Cardell Jones, a little confused on that one. Jones under pressure. Doesn't get away long.
Incredible path and journey to be at this point.
And the handoff taken by Andre Williams. Gets back to about the original line of scrimmage. But
you guys, he doesn't want robots He doesn't want one sport, specialized robots that have been on one path. They love guys that have been a whole lot of different places, overcome adversity, and this is a roster chock full of many of those stories.
So played with the Browns and the Broncos.
Little run check here.
Handoff. Taken out of the backfield, Mike Davis.
Take on that contact.
Ex-San Francisco 49er. Gets the carry again. Slips a tackle. And fights his way about a yard short of the first down. Third and about a yard and a half. Davis gets it.
Way for the Chargers.
Here's Alex Collins off the play fake. Davis, little pitch, and that's taken by Swoops. And the former quarterback out of Texas showing we can do what he can do with his legs. Keeping hope alive. Collins cuts it back. Alex Collins picks up a couple yards on the play, and there's a flag down as well.
Personal foul, clipping. Offense number 38. 15-yard penalty, replay, first down.
That's on Trey Madden, who's playing a little fullback. Quick pass by Davis. David Moore. He avoided a leg tackle and out of East Central Oklahoma, which is in Ada, Oklahoma. Here's Collins, spread out wide. Took a big hit down to the 25-yard line.
Backfield.
Here on third down, Davis. Blitz picked up. Going towards the end zone, open in the corner. Cyril Grayson, touchdown Seahawks. There is a flag on the field now.
Offside, defense number 90. Penalties decline. Result of the play, touchdown.
And so the 25-yard touchdown pass from Austin Davis to Cyril Grayson stands.
And they may take another look at this one.
All scoring plays are automatically reviewed.
After reviewing the play, the ruling in the field is reversed to incomplete.
You had a sense they were going to do
Receiver
that.
only got 1 foot inbounds. The offside defense will be enforced from the previous spot. 5-yard penalty, replay, third down.
Tremendous concentration, takes the blow to the head, the right foot's down. But there's no other part that gets down. No knee, no shin, no elbow.
Collins. It's going to be close. Alex Collins deep in the backfield. They fake it to him. Davis rolling right. Finds Collins and he dropped it. Most likely the last play of this third quarter. And the handoff, Andre Williams will go nowhere. Jointly reside in with the Rams. 3 years from now, high snap. Cardell Jones pulls it down, hands it to Andre Williams, and he doesn't get anywhere.
2 weeks where I think your head coach takes pretty good care of you guys.
Most definitely. That definitely plays a big factor into it. You know, the guys came out, must have been a big play. The guys came out and, you know, were moving around fast.
It's Will Hoyt or Garvin or McDougal who are coming here to a place where standards already been set, but they seem to be picking up right where this team was.
Most definitely. I think it's also, you know, a lot of times, especially in the NFL, you know, you can be an individual that goes out there and try to make plays by himself, but we understand that we're all tied in together. So if I jump out of my gap and you kind of got to humble them, and the game will humble them, you know, and realize that, hey, we're here to help you.
Oh, you got another hit on the QB, nearly a fourth takeaway just off the hands of the DB.
The time, you know, back in the day, or at least when I was coming up, the old heads didn't even mess with the rookies.
Right.
I'm telling them that, hey, I want you guys to be successful because we're only as strong as our weakest link. So we're trying to give you the knowledge.
Cam and KJ and those guys are all on the sidelines cheering on the second and third string guys. And those are the pictures that pay off what Cliff's talking about. Right? It takes everybody, and you've got to be unselfish if you're going to fit in this system.
During the kick, holding on the return team. 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10, timeout of the field.
Even had a Let's Go Seahawks chant going on a little while ago. Austin Davis still at quarterback, hands it off to Mike Davis, and he makes it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Tremendous versatility.
Ball juggled and caught by David Moore. Pick up a couple of yards on the play out to the...
Over the years, no work in progress there. He comes in as an established offensive lineman.
Davis. Showing he's got some legs.
Does so well, step up and run.
Gain of 17. Blitz picked up. Out of the backfield, Trey Madden. Madden with running room down the sideline, being chased. Ball knocked out of bounds, but it'll be a huge gain for Madden and the Seahawks.
But look in the backfield right there, just a collision in the backfield, allowing Austin the opportunity to have those eyes up. That was Mike Davis with excellent protection, finding Madden on the outside. He's looking inside. I don't think he even feels the pursuit there of the secondary defender coming in and knocking the ball out.
Davis. This should clarify and say Mike Davis, since Austin Davis is also.
Get off me.
Austin Davis threw it behind Tyrone Swoops.
For the Seahawks.
Here's Davis again. Over the middle. Out of the backfield. That's Alex Collins. 4th and short. Off the play fake. Davis gonna keep it. Gets the first down. There is a flag in the secondary.
Holding defense number 53. Penalty will be tacked on from the dead ball spot. Just down. Yeah.
It's really enforce your will.
There's the first. Collins fights his way down to about the 2-yard line.
It's mentality and that ability to run it when you want to.
From the 3-yard line, here's the second of the 4 runs you wanted to see. And Collins fighting. Going to be stopped a yard short of the goal line. Collins behind Trey Madden again. 3rd straight carry. This time he gets it in the end zone. Well, you wanted to see them run it 4 times. They didn't need 4.
And NFC West will tell you, and you can hear it again. That Seahawk chant of the crowd that is remaining, the majority of them Seahawk fans. Impressive at every position group, and you had a chance to really hammer and throttle 2nd and 3rd team units across the league. Rushing attempts plus completions. And you get to that formula, 40, 50 and above, you tend to win. You're 52 right now, plus all the takeaways. Pretty obvious on the scoreboard.
Austin Eckler. Touchdown away from that. Mike Berkovich, the new quarterback for the Chargers. 4th one they've had in the game tonight, and he completes his first pass.
And I was like, I'm tired of getting hammered back here. You know, if you want somebody else to face this D-line, I'll welcome that opportunity.
A little mix-up there on the pass play intended for Artavis Scott.
In the last 12 months.
Trying to make it stick here. Berkovich, pardon me.
Just really dominated their opponent on the other side.
Toby Baker here to punt. David Moore, the deep man for the Seahawks. Couple of moves, but nowhere to run. That ball may have come out. If it did, he recovered it.
To move people at the line and protect their quarterbacks.
And to run the football. Mike Davis having to do a little dancing around.
And hammered the way they did a season ago and just really challenged so many young guys. To see them respond tonight, very encouraging.
Mike Davis cutting it back after nowhere to run initially. It looks like he got the first down.
It's the backside work of that offensive line too.
Davis again, spinning. Bodies go flying afterwards.
Oh, guess who? That is exactly what Tom Cable wants.
Austin Davis underneath to Mike Davis. First down, Seahawks. And the clock keeps moving down to 3.5 minutes going into tonight. Not that the problem's solved, but they did get some answers in this ball game. There's Alex Collins.
Do it in practice. They don't want to cut their own guys. They don't want to drive their own guys into the 2nd and 3rd level. So I think they were feasting as much on the opportunity to go and hit somebody.
Rejoin Kurt and Brock.
All right, Aaron, looking forward to it. Here's Austin Davis. There goes Austin Davis. It's only the second punt tonight. The defense has added a touchdown in addition to 3 turnovers. The offense has 4 rushing touchdowns and a number of spectacular catches.
The depth has shown itself, I think, in pretty remarkable ways here in dominance.
Berkovici going deep, got a man open. Pass caught. Deron Brown still on his feet, tripped up from behind.
Mike Tyson out there playing corner.
49 yards on the game. Berkovici underneath Sean Culkin. He's upended by Kashe Palacio. Berkovici underneath Austin Eckler. Down to the 10. Tedrick Thompson on the stop. Berkovici under pressure. Hit. Desir knocked the ball out and the Seahawks recovered. Well, you said earlier you wanted to see Pierre Desir make a play.
Give them an opportunity to disguise a little pressure here. An excellent job by Desir. He never shows the quarterbacks his eyes. He's looking at that receiver the entire way. You're coming. He did very little of that. And hits Berkovici right in the back.
Plenty of reason to smile for the Seahawks tonight. They put up 48 points on the Chargers. Win it rather easily, 48-17 in this opener to the 2017 preseason.
Pete Carroll told us he was thrilled. He was thrilled to get to playing. He was done talking about all the competition, all the personnel groups. He could go at length about all the different rooms where there's tremendous competition, but he was thrilled to do this, to go out, to run, to hit, to finish.